Hey everyone, my name is Scott, and I'm a UNCW Hawk Tech player, and we tell stories that no one has ever heard before. They're all non-fiction, which means all the stories you're going to hear today are true. I'm going to tell you guys a story that my mom experienced, but first I have a question for you. Do any of you like watching game shows on TV? I love watching them, and so does my mom. And today I'm going to tell you guys a story about how my mom got to travel to New York City and be on a game show. This story is going to be told from my mom's perspective in the first person, okay? I always loved answering random trivia questions on these shows, but I never thought I would have the chance to go on one myself. It all started when I watched the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on TV. I instantly loved watching it. I never missed an episode, and I was able to answer a lot of the questions correctly. This made me want to go on the show. So I started the process for that and called the number for the phone quiz. You guys dial the phone with me? 856-982-8745. So I found out that I had to answer 5 questions correctly to have a chance to get on the show. And for one of the questions, I had to put the given bodies of water in geographic order from west to east. And the options they gave me were the Plymouth Bay, the Thunder Bay, the Chesapeake Bay, and the San Francisco Bay. And I knew instantly that the correct order was the San Francisco Bay in California, the Thunder Bay in Ontario, the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia, and the Plymouth Bay in Massachusetts. I kept answering the questions, and I was so excited that I got all of them right. I just had fun answering the questions, but I still didn't think I had a chance to actually get on the show. After this, a drawing was done for everyone who got the questions right. And I was stunned when I got the call that I would actually get a chance to go on the show. I couldn't believe it. I told my friends and family the great news, and they were so excited for me. They gave me so much encouragement. And after this, me and my husband were flown out to New York City for the taping of the show. When we landed in New York, the landing was really bumpy, and I had to brace myself for the landing. Can you guys grab your chairs to brace for the landing? Now, we got to New York City a day before the taping, and that meant we got to go sightseeing for that whole day. And we got to go to see the Empire State Building. Have you guys ever been there? Well, the Empire State Building is about 1,250 feet off the ground. And it took us a long time to walk up all the steps to get to the top. Can you guys walk up the steps? And once I made it to the top, the view was absolutely incredible. I could see everything from up here. I could see the Statue of Liberty off of there. I could see these huge buildings off in the distance over here. And everyone on the ground just looked like tiny ants. The view was like nothing I had ever seen before. Anyway, the next day, we went to the TV studio for the taping of the show. And when I walked in, it was just such a surreal feeling. I couldn't believe I was actually here. The crowd was full, and everything looked like each episode of Millionaire that I'd seen up to this point. After that, I took my seat and just took in the atmosphere and thought about how lucky I was to even get here. Then the producer walked up and told us how the taping was going to work. He explained how we were going to start in something called the Ring of Fire. This is where we would answer questions as fast as we could. And if you answered a question in the fastest time, then you got to go to what was called the hot seat. And for those that make it here, you get the chance to answer 15 questions. And if you answer all 15 questions right, you win $1 million. Now, I was really nervous for the taping to start. Then they told us that they were about to start, and then they start introducing everyone on camera. And then the camera gets to me, and I nervously wave and smile to the camera. Can you guys wave to the camera? Now, I continued answering the questions in the Ring of Fire, and I was so nervous, but I actually got one of them correct. I was so happy, but I was just a little bit too slow. Someone answered the question about a second faster than me, and I barely missed out on the hot seat. Now, the filming kept going on, and I unfortunately did not make it into the hot seat after the rest of the questions. I was really disappointed about this initially, but then I thought about how lucky I was to even get to this point. How many people actually get the chance to go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And I got to go to New York for the first time and live out a dream of mine to be on a game show that I've watched for so long. and I'm always going to cherish and feel grateful for this opportunity. So, what did you guys learn?